just because they have higher rents and they have all these houses that are not so expensive.
The average.
You know, so the average purchase price there is very, very low compared to all these big cities. So 1% might work in some area, it might not. Another way investor look at approaching the price of a house is using 70% rule. Now, 70% rule is used for a house that you want to buy, you want to rehab or renovate, you want to refinance, then repeat, or you want to flip that house and get out of that deal really quickly. What do I mean by flip is you buy a house, you renovate it, and you sell it to the end buyer, the person that lived there primarily. 70% rule is basically you have a house of 200,000, right? And you multiply that 200,000. Now, you want to multiply that by 70%, which is 0.7. So that should give you 140.
140. Yeah.
And if that gives you 140, then you have to minus how much you are going to put in the house. So let's say you are buying the house and you think the house is going to need 30,000 to bring it back to the value of it,
200.
What's in 200, that 200,000, right? Then you multiply that 200,000 by 70%, then minus 30,000 from it. So 200 multiplied by 70% is going to give you 140.
Yep.
Then you minus 30,000 from it. That is going to give you 110. Then the most you can pay for that house is 110. Yep. The reason being, if you pay too much, you might not be able to get out at the end of the day, and you might stay hooked. Because even if you want to refinance, most company wants you to get 70% out of that house.
They want some equity.
Yeah. So if you go above that 70%, you might leave some money in that deal, which is not a bad idea. But as investors, most of us are greedy. We want all the money back, things like that, so that we can move on to the next investment. So that is where 70% comes in. 70% is very, very good for if you can find a deal like that. However, let me point out another thing that applies to 1% and 70%.